What's up, Hedgehog Maniacs and Doki Fanatics? Sonic17 here. As you can see, I'm back with another Doki Doki Literature Club fan mod. The one I'm about to do this time is called Doki Doki Storm. This is a Yuri mod, as you can see by the character on the screen. But we're actually going to be seeing it from Yuri's point of view. I'm just wondering what this mod's gonna bring. Time to dive in. Let's do it to it. This is a Doki Doki Literature Club fan game that is now affiliated with Team Salvato. It is designed to be played only if the official game has been completed. You can download Doki Doki Literature Club at DDLC.mo. Also, please be advised that this mod has intentionally disturbing content, so discretion is advised. Yeah. I saw something about that on Reddit. Brace yourselves, guys. It could get messed up from what it's trying to say. But anyway. For a full list of content warnings, see the download notes.txt file that came with the mod. Go. You can see Yuri here. Here we go. Of course, I gotta put the name in for MC. Still can't put numbers in. I just wish it could be like Salvation or Nightmare, but it's out of my control. So Sonic has gotta be the name again. Let's do it to it. Act 1. It's Tuesday. I sit in my classroom seat, pretending to look over my school notes. It's as hard to focus on the class as it always is for me. Really, all I can think of is how much I'm looking forward to escaping to my safe haven, the Literature Club. Well, actually, it's not true to say it's all I'm thinking of. But if I tried to list everything I'm thinking of, it could fill a novel. My back is hurting again. I should sit up straighter. Yeah, being the tallest character in DDLC, Yuri's does have a little bit of bad posture. But anyway, am I spending too much time looking at my notes? Should I look at the teacher more? Should I at least pretend to take notes? You don't take notes, Yuri? And I thought Sayuri said you were the smartest scorer in the club. I have my pen in hand, but I'm not doing anything with it. Does that look weird? Only if you make it weird. That ever-present question in my mind. Do I look weird? It's probably not normal to be wondering about these things. Normal people would probably be thinking of normal things, like the festival coming up next week. I know it's not vision in my pen. No, stop that. That looks weird. Don't play with the pen. I grip my nose to try to help me focus. No, I'm gripping my nose too hard. They're crumpling. Don't do that. What the? Panic rushes through me. Did anyone see me do that? I wish people would stop staring at me. I keep catching them when they think I don't see. They must think I'm weird. They must hate me. That's why they're staring. Oh, her heartbeat's it's beating faster. Oh boy. The storm is rising, filling my mind with its intensity, making me anxious, making it harder to control my breathing. I have to act normal. I have to act normal. Don't be weird. Act normal. I know I should stop thinking about it, but I can't. I wish I could just shut off my brain. As casually as possible, I reach down for my bag on the floor next to my seat. I cautiously open it, be careful to make sure no one can see what I'm looking at. Somehow seeing my knife in there helps me breathe a little more easily. You know, I'm surprised that she hasn't been caught with the knife in school. She could get in a lot of trouble for this. Anyway, I brought the green one today. The color of nature, of peace, of serenity. I take a moment to admire the leafy pattern on the handle. It's so pretty. The sight of it, it's soothing. A fitting tool to help calm the storm going on in my head. Okay, so it goes back to the regular music. Alright. I close my bag and turn back to my notes again. I don't even know why I find that so calming. Somehow, it just feels right to have it with me. I have a fleeting notion that it's because I don't want to feel alone. But that's ridiculous. It's a knife. It's an inanimate object. It's not a companion, by any description. I may not know what normal is, but that thought was definitely weird. Can people try without thinking weird things? I hope not, but how would I know? I don't know. I should stop thinking about it, or I'll make myself anxious again. I just want this day to be over. Finally, the bell rings. I hastily gather my things, eager to be on my way. I'd be more comfortable if there were fewer people, but it feels nice to finally be on the move. Sometimes, sitting still for so long really gets to me. I briskly make my way to the club room. That was Monica. The first thing I see is Monica's smiling face greeting me. Hi, Yuri! I wish I could be more like Monica. She's always looks so calm and confident. Everyone seems to look up to her. She's like the epitome of normal. If ever there was someone for me to eliminate, it would be her. Wait, did she just say something to me? I was so preoccupied, I forgot to pay attention. I'm fine, thank you. I hope that was an appropriate response to whatever she just said. I just want to get back to my book. As I make my way to a seat, I realize too late that Monica looked like she might have wanted to talk to me. I'll probably be rude to her. I don't mean to be. The fact that I can't bring myself to talk to her is another reminder that there's something wrong with me. I should think about that, though. It just makes me more anxious. I should make some tea. That always helps to calm me. But there's Natsuki. I look over to my tea set in the closet, and Natsuki is in the way. She's attending to a tray that's covered by foil. Of course, the cupcakes. The gift for this mysterious guest that Sari is bringing today. Why does she have to be standing there? Why can't she just finish what she's doing and stand somewhere else? Hey! Yuri, that's my favorite Doki you're talking about here. Listen, this may be a mod that focuses on Yuri's point of view, but I still have favoritism when it comes to Natsuki, so yeah. But anyway. I'm paralyzed with indecision. Should I ask her to move? There's no point in talking to Natsuki. I can't make sense of her. Of all people that I've ever met, she seems the most erratic. She's unpredictable. It's so easy to set her off her tempo. I mostly find it easier to avoid her. I I sometimes wonder if I should try getting to know her. I have no idea how I would go about it. Anyway, I'd be too scared to do it. She's far too intimidating. I've been standing too long, haven't I? Yeah, you have. I'll just have to do without tea today. I take a seat and pull out my book. I let out a long sigh. The relief I feel is almost instantaneous. When I'm reading, it's like my mind can expand into whatever fantasy world I wanted to. It's as if the story is more spread out. It's less confined. It doesn't affect me as much. It doesn't even matter if I'm actually focused on the words I'm reading. I just let my mind drift wherever it wants to. It's a remarkably freeing sensation. Words can't express how thankful I am to Monica for starting the literature club. Of course, I can read at home too, but there's something cathartic about being able to do something I love in such a public place. It makes me feel human. Like even with all the weirdness that keeps popping into my mind, there's still something that connects me with people. I wonder what our new member would be like. All Sayuri said is that her friend is an awesome person who would make an amazing addition to our club. She was very vague in her description. She didn't even give the gender of her guests. It would probably be another girl, which would make 5 of us. But I find myself wondering, what if it's a boy? That would change the dynamics of the group, wouldn't it? The rules always seem to be different between boys and girls. We're supposed to act differently, be treated differently. I never understood it. Like everything else in the world, it doesn't make sense to me. I just try my best to play along, because I know that it's expected of me. I learned a long time ago the consequences of failing to meet the expectations of normalcy. Suddenly, Sayuri energetically busted through the door. Everyone, the neighbors here! Oh, Sayuri. Sayuri's another mystery altogether. You think? And yet, I have a feeling that in a way, we might have the most in common. She always seems to be smiling, but there's something about her smile that's different from everyone else's. So it's like Yuri knows something about it. Like Yuri knows about Sayuri's depression and all that. Interesting. And I know what it is. It's an act. I know, because I recognize that the effort she puts into it is the same as the effort I put into pretending to be normal. I wonder if she practices in front of a mirror, like I do. Every once in a while, when she thinks no one is looking, I see her expression slip. Like a crack in a mask that she's wearing. And I see the pain that she's hiding briefly show through. Still, everyone treats her as if she's happy. Are they just playing along with the act to make her feel better? Or is it possible they don't really know? Or is it possible that they really don't know that she's not happy? I have so many questions, but I don't know who I would ask or how. I sometimes fantasize about having the courage to start a conversation with her. One thing's for sure, she must have a great love of literature. Otherwise, Monica would have made her vice president of the club. Whoa, it just went dark all of a sudden. I find it hard to imagine anyone loving books more than I do. All the answers to the mysteries are there. I just have to read the words. Even if the answers aren't provided directly, it doesn't matter. Because I just can't let my imagination walk through all the hidden meanings, or just find my own. Being able to let my mind wander freely is indescribably wonderful. Especially after the exhaustion of a long day and keeping it focused while at school. suddenly, my attention is drawn to Sayuri's guest. Here's MC. I see a boy walk into the room. As always, I'm instantly curious about his personality story. But I think it's more so than usual this time. Because he looks so timid, so withdrawn. I think I see something of myself in him. I see him mutter something to Sayuri. Something about how soft-spoken he is makes me feel compelled to reach out to him. Before I know it, I'm out of my chair, walking towards him, my book forgotten. I think some formal pleasantries would be appropriate. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayuri says nice things about you.
Seriously? You bought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
This is played out like the main game. How too starting to even react? How can Natsuki be so rude? What if she scares him away?
Ah, so Yix, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club.
Wagner knows him? I can't help feeling disappointed. She's so popular. It probably means that any small hope of me getting to know him is gone. He has been disturbed by all the attention. I really feel for him. I know what it's like. I wish I could think of what to say.
What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it!
Sorry. I'm feeling more and more annoyance at Natsuki's behavior. Natsuki! This is playing out like the main game, but there's different expressions. And like I said, this is Yuri's point of view that was seen. But anyway. Sayuri whispers something to Sanjek's ear. I hope she's offered some kind of reassurance that will make him stay. He is the most interested person I've seen in a long time.
Anyway, this is Doki. I was from Angie. I think it's Yuri. Let's rise to the club.
Say things like that. I don't deserve much compliments. Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you.
It sounds like you're in Obaka. Is that right? That's right.
There's that pose! It's played out like the main game, but usually when manga does the pose for the first time, it's like when MC has a thought of saying manga smiles sweetly, but since this is Yuri's point of view, she did it early. Wait, she's got her mouth open! I figured it'd just be closed like the other times. Sorry, I wasn't really looking at it at first. Anyway.
It's great to see you again, Sayix.
And there's the signature pose with her mouth closed. That rhymed. Probably won't be the last one again. Probably won't be the last one either. She gives him a lingering smile. My heart sinks. They must know each other very well. You too, Monica. That's Stella. That look of serenity. I can't help but feel a flutter of hope. Maybe they aren't that close after all? MC.
Get to that, Sayix. We may move you to the table so you can sit next to your manga. How can the cupcakes? Hey!
Sorry. Wait, did I say something? Sorry, wasn't really paying attention. I thought it was gonna play out. Wait. That's interesting. Huh. Usually you get rid of the whole background. But anyway. You're probably sitting next to Monica. so wonderful. Why would he? Given that choice. I wonder if I have another opportunity to talk to him. And there it is.
After the cupcakes! Hey, I made them! I'll get them! Sorry, I'm a little too excited.
Usually Sayuri has that smile all the way until Yuri says what she's saying right now. Then, how about I make some tea as well? Oh, I suddenly realized that this means that Natsuki and I are going to the closet at the same time. Being in such close proximity to her makes me nervous. My hands shake as I pick up the kettle while Natsuki picks up the tray with her cupcakes. Our eyes meet. Try to be nice. Oh boy. She gives me a sour look and then continues as if she didn't hear me. Did I say something? Did I say the wrong thing? Is she mad at me? Probably not the best thing to say that, Yuri. I know you mean well, but it's Natsuki we're talking about here. Anyway. She always seems a little mad. I don't know if I would know the difference. I just don't want her to ruin any chance I might have of talking to Sanyex. I hurry out of the room to fill the kettle with water. It's pleasantly quiet out here. It crosses my mind that I would love to calm myself by holding my knife for a bit. But it's in my bag at the club room. I can't go back for it. Oh well. The tea should suffice to calm me down. As I heat up the water, I see that everyone has started eating cupcakes without me. That's fine. I didn't want one anyway. They're probably too sweet for me. I noticed that Sanyex chose the seat next to Sayuri. Does this mean he doesn't like manga after all? The thought gives me a vaguely happy feeling that makes my hands shake slightly as I pour the tea into the teacups from my set. I see that Natsuki is talking to Sanyex, but he's being very dismissive of the conversation. Good. Now's my chance to impress him. I march over to the tables where everyone is gathered, carrying my tea set, trying to look as confident as possible. I even start to feel a little confident. If neither Monaco nor Natsuki impress Sanyex, then this could be my chance. I probably present my tea set in the center of the group, next to the cupcakes, which I see are in the shape of cats.
Meow.
You keep a whole tea set as classroom? Sanyex knows me. I smell her pride. Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess.
Don't think just get intimidated. You're just trying to impress you.
Oh boy. My confidence is shattered. Was I that obvious? Was this a mistake? That's not. I turn away to try to hide how ashamed I feel. I find myself fidgeting with my hair. I'm sure it looks weird. Why can't I stop myself? Is Monica trying to sabotage me? She's so popular. Could she have anyone? She could have anyone she wants. Why can't she leave Sanyex for me? She always seems so sweet and kind, but now I start to wonder if she secretly hates me as much as everyone else does. Maybe I deserve it. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading may not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. He enjoys tea. I'm glad. The relief I feel threatens to overwhelm me. I have to focus to control my breathing, to not show any outward sign of anything strange. Act normal, act normal, act normal. The conversations continue. I'm getting aware that Monica and Sandex are still talking to each other. I have stopped being able to focus on it because this is more important. I have to show Sandex that I can be normal. That is why that I can be worthy of his attention. Yes, I nod to myself in determination. Wait, I should be nodding. That might look weird. A wave of panic washes over me, but no one seems to have noticed. I can't let slips like that happen again. I have to act normal. What would a normal person do? I guess they would join in the conversation. I express the urge to shudder at the thought. I don't know how to make conversation. I have to try. Maybe I could try to find out more about him. I wonder if he likes books. I wonder if he likes knives. No! Stop! Don't think about knives. That's weird. Don't even think about them. Just books. Just talk about books. Books are normal. Books are a normal thing to talk about. Just focus on that.
Ready, everyone?
Wait, what was that?
Yeah!
Are we just doing something? Do our best.
You know it.
Phew. I don't think anyone knows anything strange. There was a pause in the conversation. Now's my chance. So, Sandex, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, manga? Yeah, when MC said manga, that got Natsuki's attention. Oh, I noticed that Natsuki suddenly looks interested. Of course, her love of manga is obvious from her collection that she keeps in the clothing closet. He's probably going to like her more than me. Can't hide the disappointment in my voice. Not much a reader, I guess? Well, that could change. Is he saying he wants to read more books? Of course, that's a silly question. But why would he be in a literature club? Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. It's such a broad question. I'm not sure where to start. I find myself idly playing with my teeth cover as I collect my thoughts. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. My confidence grows the more I speak. I don't normally get to talk about how much I love books. I can't help feeling like I'm rambling a little. I plug on anyway. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually reminds me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and complete story for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. Yes, I feel relieved. This is going so well. I can't help but feel a little giddy. What? Well, makes sense since MC said he did read a horror book. Anyway.
Really? I wasn't expecting that, Yuri. Was someone as gentle as you?
Gentle? She must really not be able to see into my head if she thinks I'm gentle. I guess you could say that. But the story makes me think or takes me to another world that I really can't put it down. So rare horror is very often successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Yeah! I hate horror!
Oh? Why's that?
Well, I just... Never mind.
Oh boy.
That's right. Usually you read about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
And just like that, the conversation pulled away from me. I hate this. It always happens when I get in a group. The conversation moves too fast for me to keep up. Anytime I think of something to say, it takes so long to collect my thoughts about how to say is that the conversation moves past it and the moment is lost. There's so much inside my head that I want to get out. that I want to express. But all I can do is just sit here. It's frustrating. How do normal people do it? I usually end up just tuning out the conversation and living in my head instead. I wish I could have the experience of knowing what it's like to connect with someone.
Oh, not cute!
There it is! I was wondering if that was going to be it. But Natsuki is cute. Anyway. Natsuki's son Shell snaps me out of my review. Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you show us sometime?
No! You weren't like them.
Ah, not a very confident writer yet? I sighed inwardly. Natsuki will continue to be rude to Sign the X. But maybe this is my opportunity to join back in with the discussion. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, expose your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest readers of your heart.
Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe you share something you want. You can say an example of how Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share roles.
Panic floods through me. I was speaking rhetorically. I didn't mean I would actually share anything. I'm too focused on trying to stay calm to reply. I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Aw, I really want hopes.
It's true that I sometimes write my thoughts down, but it's only for my own benefit. It helps me to understand the inner workings of my own mind, particularly when the storm strikes, which it typically does when I'm in stressful situations, or just trying to navigate social gatherings. The storm is neverous, tempestuous, rarely in control. Capturing it on paper goes a long way towards claiming it, but sharing it? I shudder at the thought. What would people think if I showed them what I wrote about my urges, or anything else I've written for that matter? I don't want anyone to know how weird the inside of my head is.
Okay! I have an idea, everyone! As I go over my poem alone! And next time we meet, we all share with each other. That way, everyone is even.
I don't think that makes things any easier.
Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we remember, I think we'll always get along a little more comfortable with each other during the Bonding Club. Is that right, Son X?
Hold on. There's still one problem here.
Huh? What's that?
Never said I would join this club. Sayuri said may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and in an instant, all that expectation and hope had been building up inside of me is suddenly crushed. The sense of loss might have brought me to tears if I wasn't so used to it. But I'm sorry. I thought we could get to know each other. But I could never say that out loud.
Son X!
You all. Sandex is visibly troubled. I can see that he's in a deep thought. I hate to wonder all over again what thoughts he might be going on in his head. Right. Okay. I've decided that. I'll join the Literature Club. The confusion and jumble of emotions inside me is indescribable. What's happening? Yuri did scare me for a moment. I spoke without thinking. Ain't that be normal to feel scared in a situation like this? Unfortunately, no one knows this because Sayuri is jumping. has just wrapped her arms around Sonic X and is jumping up and down.
Yes! That's what I mean!
Hey! Sonic X is clearly not enjoying this. A strange thought crosses my mind if it would bother me more if he did enjoy it. Why do I feel that way? Why do I feel good about the fact that he's uncomfortable with Cyrus' contact? Does it make me a bad person that I want him to feel bad? I think so. I'm overtaken by guilt. What's wrong with me? Sure, if I wanted some kind of connection with him, I should want him to feel good, right? People are still talking, but I don't hear them. I freely acknowledge that Monica has declared the club meeting over. I try to occupy myself with putting my tea set away, but the guilt keeps rolling around inside me. This is interesting. I slowly walk home, lost in thought. Well, I will just have to do something nice for Sonic X to make up for those hurtful thoughts I had. But what? My mind goes into overdrive, poring over every detail I can recall about today. I realized that I really didn't learn much about him. There was only one moment where I talked to him for any length of time. I read a horror book once. That's what he said. That's what I heard. It gives me an idea. I changed direction and started walking towards the bookstore. It sounded like he doesn't mind reading much, so I don't know how much he would appreciate a book as a present. But he also said, well, that could change. So maybe he'll be okay. And he sounded like he was okay with that horror book, right? In fact, now that I think about it, that was the only thing he would respond to when I was talking to him. Yes, the more I think about it, the more I realize that horror book would be the perfect gift for him. It's either that or buy him manga, and I have no idea what I would get him in that case. A sudden idea strikes me. I pick up my pace, flooded with excitement. I'm almost running as I enter the bookstore. My heart is racing as I head straight to the horror section. It doesn't take me long to find what I'm looking for. I would recognize that bright red eye on the front cover anywhere. After paying for it, I carry it in front of me, admiring my new book as I resume walking home. Project of Markov. It's my all-time favorite book. I've read it 100 times. I know he'll love it. I start happily skipping and humming to myself on my way home. That's probably a silly, childish thing to do, but right now, I don't care. I'm feeling really excited about tomorrow now. And Sonic X's delayed reaction when I present him. And Sonic X's delayed reaction when I present him with his gift. Whoa! You can even see Yuri's knife collection. That's interesting. Anyway. I'm still smiling contentedly to myself as I enter my room. Still fantasizing about discussing the book with Sonic X after he's finished reading it. I can't wait to share his theories about the third eye with him. That's always been my favorite aspect of the story to speculate about. I sat my back on the floor, still holding my new book in front of me. Out of curiosity, I go to my bookcase to pull out my own copy of the book. I set them down on my bed so I could look at the two of them side by side. They look like a pair of eyes gazing into me. I briefly considered getting another copy so there would be a third eye. The thought makes me giggle. I think this is a good time to change out my uniform. As elegant as it looks, I never liked the way it shows my figure. I might as well put on my pajamas since I won't be going out again today. As I change, I try to avoid looking at my body, especially my arms. Yeah, she has the cuts on her arms, guys. Can't see it because we're looking at it from her perspective. But anyway. try to distract myself by reminiscing about the details of my book, the adventure, the mystery, the bizarre events that shaped the characters' lives. And I find myself getting lost in my imagination again. He's been captured. His only hope is if I can sneak into the vicinity and free him. I tiptoe around my room, imagining that I'm in the human experiment prison. There he is, tied to the bed. I guess Yuri's imagination is kicking in. I duck down next to my bookcase. I'll have to choose my moment carefully when they're distracted. I imagine the scientists leaving the room. Now's my chance. I tiptoe onto my bed. And then I say, Sanyex, it's me, Yuri. I'm here to rescue you. And then he says, I do my best to intimidate his voice. You can't rescue me. You're a girl. And then I say, I'll do what I want. This is my story now. I chuckle at my little meta narrative. Besides, you don't want to know what they're going to do to you when they get back. And he says, but how am I going to get out? And I say, don't worry. Oh boy. I pull out my green knife out of my bag. I'll cut you loose. I pretend to cut the restraints binding Sanyex. Now come with me. I'll get you out of here. I pretend to sneak out of the vicinity again. And the two of us escape to safety together. And he turns to me with a look of awe on his face and he says, Well, I guess I underestimated you. You're so clever and brave, Yuri. Will you be my friend? And then I say, of course. Having friends is the best thing in the world. And then he says, is that true? I never had a friend before. And I say, how awful. Well, you stay with me, Sanyex, and I'll introduce you to all my friends. I have lots and lots of them. And he says, I'm so thankful I met you, Yuri. I was so lonely. And I say, well, those days are over, Sanyex. Now we can be best friends forever. Nobody deserves to be lonely. Nobody. I smile, imagining myself and Sanyex doing things that normal people do together with their friends. And then I turn my gaze to the books on my bed. I stop smiling. Won't it be weird that I'm giving a brand new book to someone I just met? I'm overtaken by panic. I almost ruined everything. I can't even count the number of times I've driven people away from me just by trying to be friendly. At the best of times, they withdraw from me, afraid or disgusted or just uncomfortable. Though more often they prefer to laugh at me or make fun of me. At the worst of times, I'm so stupid. This is why I don't have any friends. Whenever I get excited about something, I act without thinking. Tears are forming in my eyes. Why can't I just be normal? Everyone else makes it look so easy, like it comes naturally to them. There must be something seriously wrong with me to make me the way I am. I'm only vaguely aware of rolling up my left sleeve. I look at the orderly pattern of marks on my forearm. Another sign that there's something wrong with me. Oh boy. I do like how it changes color and everything depending on how Yuri is feeling. The storm is rising. A lifetime of figures rushing through my mind. My breathing becomes more rapid as I bring the blade in contact with my arm. I start sobbing as I allow it to break my skin. Oh, she's cutting herself. I'm
so stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I watched the blood flow down my wrist, just as my tears flowed down my face. Gradually, my heart rate and breathing returned to normal. I quickly grabbed tissues from the box on my bedside table and pressed it against the cut to stop the bleeding. As the storm subsides, I can think a little more clearly. Why did I do that? It's been 3 weeks since the last time I cut myself. I was doing so well. I had been planning to reward myself when I reached the 1 month mark. Now I ruined it. I'm angry at myself for giving in to my urges. I even feel like I should cut myself again in punishment. But I know that's not a rational thing to do.
You think?
And I know it would just make me feel worse in the end. As I look at the knife in my hand, it occurs to me that it's been in my bag all day, so the blade was probably dirty. I shudder at the thought that something so unclean just entered my body. I rush to the bathroom.
We actually get to see Yuri, but this is her looking in the mirror.
I wash the cut in the sink. It stings when I get soap on it, but I know it will feel better afterward. I see my blood mingle with water go down the drain. I know that any normal person would feel revolted at the sight. I've been called weird by people at school for my whole life, and they don't even know about this. They probably call me a freak if they found out. That's a word I've heard used to describe me before. I gazed at my reflection in the mirror. No one could ever like you. The truth of it threatens to overwhelm me. It makes me feel so sad that I want to cut myself again. But that's against my rules. I refuse to do it a second time. I should let my mind go there again. Sometimes the urge comes when I'm feeling sad. Pain feels like a fitting companion to the sadness. Sometimes the urge comes when I'm feeling stressed and my mind is feeling scattered. Pain brings my mind back into focus. Sometimes the urge comes when I'm feeling numb. Pain reminds me that I'm alive, that I'm human, and that I can still feel things. And sometimes I just feel like I deserve to suffer. I wish I knew how to stop this habit altogether. I do what I can to keep myself from my knives when I'm feeling depressed, and it helps. Sometimes there are situations like today where it catches me completely off guard. I was really happy when I got home. How did things go so wrong? I don't know how to fight when the urge sneaks up on me so suddenly like this. I guess I shouldn't have allowed myself to think such sad thoughts while I had a knife in my hand. I glanced at the knife, now sitting seemingly innocently on the edge of the sink. Telltale traces of blood visible on the blade. A strange feeling of betrayal comes across my mind. But I know that's irrational too. It's just an inanimate object. It didn't do this to me. I did it to myself. Why do I keep thinking of my knives as if they were people? I try to put it from my mind as I carefully wash the knife off. I wish I could control my impulses better. I wish this was a problem I could apply my intellect to. Resolve rationally and reasonably and come to a divine solution. But this feeling is so irrational. It can't be reasoned with. It can't be figured out. And after I do it once, it's so easy to spiral out of control and keep doing it. Even now, the sight of the cut is making me feel agitated.
Sorry if I couldn't say that name right.
But I know I feel better once I put a bandage on it. I come back into my room and take a bandage out of the box of them that's in my bag.
I've always had bandages with me just in case if my cuts start bleeding again while I'm at school. With the cut bandage and my sleeves hiding my arms from view, I actually do feel a little better. And now, it's time to put my knife back on the rack with yellows. I have to return it to its rightful place on the rack and let out a sigh as I gaze at my collection. No matter how bad my day is, it always improves my mood to look at my beautiful knives. And now that I'm calmer, I find myself coming back to the problem what I was going to do about the book. I can't do anything that will look weird. I can't. I don't want to risk it doing anything that will drive Santi-X away. Should I return the book to the bookstore? I carefully ponder this. No, I still have to make things up to him, and I really want to make him feel welcome in the club. Well, what if I give him my own copy and keep the new one for myself? That could work, could it? Giving him a gift would be less weird if I claim that it's an old thing I had lying around my house. At least, I think it's less weird. I'm never sure of these things. The only other thing I could think of is to damage the new book so it looks older. But I can never do that. Books deserve to be treated with respect. Exactly. So I think giving him my book is the best option. I can't help feeling guilty about it though. I've had this book for so long, it feels like a betrayal to give it up. But that's just nonsense, right? It's an inanimate object, just like my knives. It has no feelings. I slipped my book into my bag and tried not to think about it. Isn't there something else I'm supposed to do? Oh, right. How could I forget? The poem! I shudder with fear thinking about it. Tomorrow I have to share a poem that I wrote. How can I do such a thing? Everything I've ever written is terribly personal and probably really bizarre in the eyes of normal people. But I find myself thinking about Santi-X. I have to make him feel welcome. I have to prove to him that I'm someone worth spending time with. I'm not even sure why I feel so strongly about it, but I have the strangest feeling that there's something special about him. It makes me wish more than ever that I was normal so I could have a friend. I pull up my notebook and sit down at my desk with my pen in hand. I flip through it looking for inspiration, glancing over all my stories of flights of fantasy, some darker than others. Looking over all my attempts to understand the story of my mind and how it leads to my most secret habits. My first thought is that whatever I write, it has to be something mild, something safe to talk about. I can't let it come anywhere close to the full fury of what goes on in my head. Plus accessible to normal people. Something accessible to normal people. But I still want to get to know Santi-X, so it has to be me. I chuckle to myself. Now that I really think about it, this doesn't have to be hard at all. I could just write about my experience in the club today. Something that expresses how much I want to hold on to my sense of comfort and how I'm being pushed out of it. Once the idea comes to me, I'm able to write it down quickly. I write the title at the top, Ghost Under the Light. It's a little short, but anything I add to it will seem like unnecessary padding. Now that that's done, I feel a lot better. I should probably head to bed. I walk over to my bed and see my new book still sitting there. I find myself idly flipping through the pages, reliving the events of the book that I know so well. Something about the smell of the pages is really enticing. I love the smell of new books. I feel inspired. I think I might like to reread it again. I placed the book in my bag next to the other one so I could bring it to school tomorrow. It's been quite a day, but now It's time to sleep. I think we're gonna stop here, Hedgehog Maniacs. This is interesting so far. Seeing Yuri struggles with her with her cutting obsession, and her nervousness in the club gets her stressed out. Wow. This mod's gonna be interesting to do, but it might be run through the month of October. I may not be myself when October comes because of what happened during the month of October. In case you don't know, when October comes, it will be detective time. But for now, SonicX17 signing out. I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you later, everybody. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know down below what you think. Also, if you want to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button and check out what you see here on the screen. Can you stop doing that pose, Monica?